moves into windows of creativity.
She finds the only English word she knows from somewhere hidden in the belly of a 4'9" body, and instead of "I won't get," she greets us with "Bye-bye."
Branches into rooms of color. And ends with a roof of imagination. Walk into Art House. The pieces all come together at 9:30 p.m. every Saturday. Art House, life is art.
Don't worry. Thank you for joining us. It's still Sports Tonight, and before I come to Cecilia, let me just quickly read a few of the tweets coming in. A lot of interesting tweets here. Emeka at Inze Emeka 2 says, let's not deceive ourselves. It won't be easy for Nigeria, but Ethiopia must fall. All right, we need to fight. That's what it says. The same thing. Kenny Michael 1 at Kenny Michael 1 says, Ethiopians are losers already. Ethiopia must fall. This one at iFlyer says Ethiopia must not fail to follow. They must not fail to fall. That's an interesting one as well. Lanre at Lanre for Adek says Ethiopia has already fallen. Without drums, they are flying. I don't understand what this one means. Eagles must fly over the antelopes. Drum or no drums, Ethiopia must fall. And what a response to national call. I'm proud of this set of Eagles. Ethiopia must fall. And I think someone has something interesting as well. It says a cappella. That sounds interesting. A cappella, playing music without drums or sound or instruments. But how far will you go in a stadium filled with your opponents? But Cecilia has joined us now. Cecilia, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Good evening.
Yeah, good to have you.
Happy to be here.
Yeah, we'll talk chess in a couple of minutes and the good news from basketball.
Yeah, definitely.
But before we do that, Yemi, what's up? What do you have for us? Some interesting stuff, a different kind of football, corporate bodies, corporate challenge, corporate champions. What's the stuff?
Yeah, it's the 20th edition, Nigeria Corporate Champions Cup, and everybody seems to know the power of sports now.
So corporate bodies are coming together.
Yes, 17 of them in this year's edition. I mean, big companies, multinationals.
They want to play football.
Just take some time off, cool off, enjoy themselves.
And then whoever wins will represent Nigeria at the African Corporate Challenge. So it's massive.
It's huge. It's huge, and it's a good one. It's the interest in football is just spreading like wildfire. I mean, nobody wants to be left out, and and I think it's good. We're having all of this. It's going to become a culture. You can.
Where is this taking place?
Legacy pitch of the
National Stadium.
When? In November, from the 20th to 22nd. Yeah, and so. We just wait and see, and the NFF, the coaches should just go and
maybe the staff of players.
You just might not know. Just might not know. I mean, you might think that you get there, you see people with pot bellies. You might be surprised. You meet a lot of people who have taken good care of themselves and can just pursue a career of professional football.
At what age?
but the real thing is the fun. I mean, that people can really take time off their busy schedule, and of course there are also the health benefits of doing that. It's not just about the running around and kicking the ball.
All right, Cecilia, today what happened? You've been keeping your eyes on the Lagos Classics, chess.
Yes, the second time, the Lagos International Classic, they have about 8 different sports they're into. So chess is the second one of it. The athletics did not hold, but the first one was table tennis. Of course, the second one now is the chess. And of course, about 145 players have been, listed for this tournament. We have about 10 players seeded. And of course, we know the top seed, Dejan Antic, who happens to be a grandmaster from Serbia. He's the top seed for this tournament. And also, you have Nigerian players also, about 5 Nigerian players were also seeded for the tournament. Of course, expectedly, you have Nigerian #1 chess player, Bumi Olakbe. Of course, he is seeded for this tournament. And of course, there's one chess player, that Egyptian international master, was talking about Mohamed Exat. He was afraid of Chukwunonso Orago. You remember at the Olympiad in
That's
Turkey.
Nigeria's number 2.
Exactly, Nigeria's number 2 at the Olympiad, last World Chess Championship Olympiad in Turkey, whereby actually upset about 2 grandmasters. So he is actually afraid of him, thinking that he might just pick the prize money, about 3.5 million naira is up for grab for this. That's about $5,000. That's the start price for this tournament. And the good thing is that the turnout was something that wowed everybody. Even the
this is the pictures from a whole lot of players there.
A whole lot of players, exactly. About 100.
I like the atmosphere, just like the table tennis.
Yeah.
The international players, the foreign players that came, the grandmaster from Serbia, and of course some from Uganda, from Egypt and all that, they said immediately they came in, they were wondering, is this thing happening in Nigeria? They were shocked at the level of standing, the level of organization, the coordination and everything that they saw. And they were really happy seeing most of Nigerian top stars that they've actually, encountered before outside the country. But they've never been to Nigeria to play a chess tournament like this, except the Egyptian Mohamed Azat, who's an international master for his own right. He said the first time he came to Nigeria, that was 2003, that's the All-African Games. But the chess organization wasn't as beautiful as this one. But this one is really an international standard. I think the impressive turnout is really something we really need to look at. We're just hoping and praying that some Nigerian players that are participating in this game
get something to go home with.
Get something to go home with. And not only that, even get the rating also, because that's what is important.
Raking points as well.
Raking in points, and at some day we might just get one grandmaster. Who knows?
We have masters, we have international masters, but we do not have a grandmaster yet. So maybe with tournaments like this, a couple of years down the line, a Nigerian could just become a grandmaster. So kudos to all those putting all of this together, and I'm sure it will go a long way in helping to develop chess in Nigeria. Don't forget, Thursday, we discuss bar sports, and you can be sure that Tunde Ogunshiku we'll talk more about what is going on. I'm sure he wants to also participate and win some money. So we'll find out how much he can win when we see him on Thursday. Let's quickly go on to, before we go on a break, talk basketball. Good news for basketball, Cecilia. A sponsorship deal for 20 years. For 20
years. That's something,
that's like forever.
Immediately I heard the news, I was like, is this sponsorship? How will it benefit it? But according to the MBBF media officer, he said that it's going to take Nigerian basketball to a professional level. Situation whereby whenever they're going for any international competition, when sometimes you don't really have the money, but you have a company that you can fall back on. I mean, we know the company is a worldwide, a global sports company. That, it's so big and so huge that they said because Nigeria is the 7th largest country, they feel there's something they can offer. They can help grow the game of basketball. And when they were even signing the agreement, yesterday in Abuja, the sports minister, he was there. He said this is something that will actually change the future of Nigerian basketball. You will recall that when the girls actually went to Mozambique, Maputo, that's the place they've been to. They won the FIBA championship twice, but they couldn't really perform because
our boys crashed out quarterfinals, our girls crashed out quarterfinals with all the quality that we have.
Exactly, and they actually complained about money. Yes, maybe when they now have money to actually camp these players longer term, especially the girls, not because I'm a girl anyway, but simply because they complained bitterly that they had to borrow money to be able to keep the girls just for 10 days.
So this deal is with International Media Group, IMG, international body.
Yes, international body, and we know it's a company that sponsors most of the sporting events across the world. So
some
coming
of the
to
biggest
Nigeria,
sports brands in the world,
exactly.
Identified with IMG.
Yeah, that's it. So
I think there's a lot to benefit. I mean, I spoke with the MBBF president, and he was even telling me that the association is still paying some debts. I mean, it shouldn't be as bad.
It's really that bad.
It's really that bad.
Money for the girls.
At times they have to prioritize the guys for the ladies. The little they have, they focus on the guys.
Just because the funds are not there to work with.
They feel that the guys had a better chance of doing well. It backfired. The guys didn't qualify.
The guys didn't qualify.
Now they need $500,000, which I don't think they would get.
To get a wild card.
To get a wild card, which I don't think they would get. So it's really sad. And now one of the problems they've complained about is the sports being treated like an orphan. You have situations where a football needs $10 million, they will get
coming out.
Now they need that paltry sum, according to them. They're not getting it.
It's
but
not
now
paltry.
with this on the table, you would expect that, I mean, it will impact positively on development, on the grassroots, and of course, when we participate in those competitions that will take us into international competitions, we will do well.
Yeah, did they give any detail of how much is involved?
No, that's something they did.
Under wraps.
Exactly, it's definitely
now.
under wraps. I think they don't want the media to actually have an eye on them. They just said it's a 20-year deal and it's going to be at the professional level. It's going to help to unlock
millions and millions of dollars.
Millions, of course.